May is dedicated to protecting older Americans, and one we want to recognize is our senior citizen community and making sure that they don't become victim of scammers. Here's Fox 4's Shannon Murray with tips from an expert on how you can protect yourself and that senior in your life.
It's something that we talk about in the news all the time, scams targeting older Americans. So we're here now with Cathy DeWitt Dunn from DeWitt & Dunn Financial Services to talk about some of the most common scams targeting senior citizens and what you can do about it. Cathy, thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Shannon.
So first, let's talk about why this is so important. It's so important to protect the seniors in our community.
It really is. If you take a look at the numbers, over $3 billion annually go into senior financial scams, and that's a lot of money. So we need to really take a look at what's happening. And, you know, as our senior population gets older, some people may end up having dementia or Alzheimer's, and they're at risk. And what I mean by that is that they're a target for scammers, especially since they're older. They may have assets, savings, 401k, pension funds. They might be getting payments on a monthly basis, obviously Social Security. So it's very important to take a look at that. When we're working with our clients here at my firm, we've identified, you know, perhaps maybe we needed to add a trusted contact to their account. So in case we see something that comes up, we can alert people. But $3 billion in financial scams to seniors is just horrific.
And there are some things being done on the national level to protect these seniors.
Yeah, there is right now the legislation, whether it be national or local right now. If we take a look at what there's a bill in front of Congress right now for senior fraud alert. So what we're going to take a look at is there's going to be a program that's going to allow us to educate the seniors as to these are things to look out for when it comes to financial crimes. And I think that's very important. And actually Texas prohibits financial exploitation of seniors, but we do see that time and time again.
Okay, so we want to get your advice. A lot of people want to know how they can protect their loved ones, keep this from happening.
Yeah, the biggest thing is we need to educate our seniors on common financial scams, and those being somebody calls you and says that they're from the IRS, or we have Medicare, and then we have people that are impersonating that they've kidnap their grandchild and they need money right away, because that's a sweet spot for some seniors. And the IRS is never going to call you and ask you for your Social Security number, your dates of birth. They usually contact you via mail. And the biggest thing for me is you need to watch out for all of the scam emails that come through, and they look so legitimate. So by you making sure that our seniors are aware to don't click on that, or even those, you know, virus programs that are going to help you with your computer. So also, we need to make sure that we're staying in contact with our seniors and we're monitoring the caregivers. Sometimes we've seen a lot of financial scams come from the caregivers that are going in and out of the home that are helping, you know, with a loved one. And then maybe they will limit how many times you can see that, your loved one. So that's a big alert. And then if you're concerned about that, you might want to have, your neighbor go over and visit if you're working, if not able to go over on a daily basis. The other thing we need to do is block solicitors. And I think pretty much everybody right now has a cell phone, and you could do robocall, and you could, eliminate some of those unnecessary calls that come in where people are trying to verify your Social Security number, et cetera. So there's a lot of programs out there that we can enable our seniors to not have to take all of these calls. And then lastly is safeguard your bank accounts. A lot of banks and financial institutions right now are setting up alerts in case there's fraud, et cetera, and they will notify people of record.
So what should someone do if they think they've been a victim of a scam? And you were just telling me before this interview started, you see it all the time where it just goes unreported.
Yeah, this is a really sad problem that we're seeing is that only 1 out of 44 financial crimes get reported because the person that's been scammed is so embarrassed. They don't want to tell their family members. They don't want anyone to know. Well, we've got to stop the problem, and we have to report it. So then, you need to go to your state attorney. You need to go to the Better Business Bureau, and you need to take control of your financial future because you don't want that to happen again to anyone else. I have a list of things that you can do and help your family members at DeWittandDunn.com. And if you go through that list, I think your eyes are going to kind of open up wide on what we can really do to help prevent this so it doesn't happen to us in the future.
All right, Cathy DeWitt Dunn, great advice as always. Thanks so much for talking to us today. It was good to see you.
Thank you, Shannon.